What is good, y'all? It's your G Game, man. It's your boy, it's Coach Smooth, taking a little bit of a break from the Sly Cooper walkthrough, man. I hope you guys are enjoying that series, man, as we get another look at that game on the PS5, so even better graphics. But it is still football season, man. It's playoff time, so we got to get back into these games here. Now, what the plan is going to be, hopefully, it's going to look like us basically kind of using the rebuild as a Monday, Wednesday type of thing, or using the Sly Cooper series as a Monday, Wednesday thing, and this on Friday leading to the games, and obviously more as we go through the off season. But hopefully that'll be a good steady mix for us to still get this series out the way and get that one kind of hurried through, as we kind of are still in the beginning stages of this one, and not too much exciting stuff is going on as far as winning games and being in postseason runs yet. But hopefully we can actually change that around here today and get a little bit closer towards something that we want to see with this team. I mean, Jeremiah Matthews has a great season here with 4,172 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. In terms of what that means for him stats wise, I mean, he has actually had a career high in yards. I mean, the touchdowns were low. The interceptions, though, also were a career low. His long was his career long. Sacks about middle of the way. Completion percentage was the best it's been in his career. So, I mean, overall, it's kind of like a still showing growth type of year. And I think there's still some hope that he could be the guy. Now, we are still looking at quarterbacks in the draft, so that doesn't necessarily eliminate that from being a possible pick option for us. Kyron Williams, 1,000-yard season here, 14 touchdowns. And then Puka being our 1,000-yard receiver, man, 1,336 yards, 100 receptions, 7 touchdowns. So we could have got the touchdowns up a little bit more. Lad McConkey almost got up to 1,000. Brian McCullum in that slot role, 639, 7 touchdowns, an average of 14.9 a catch. So not many receiving or receptions, but definitely a lot of yardage there as our receivers started to pick it up here throughout the beginning course of the season. Once we moved a couple of things around, still got to get our tackles better. And then Jerome Baker still leading the defense up the middle, but hopefully we have somebody that can potentially take over that role for him, and Reggie Lawrence that can put up these kind of stats. I mean, 72 solo tackles, 101 tackles altogether, just an animal all over the field. Kobe Turner ended up being at 11.5 sacks, while John Monty, who we traded for, 8 sacks there for us up the middle. So hopefully that kind of secures our line a little bit, and we just need to get these turnovers better. I mean, when we were with the Patriots, we had hella interceptions that we had to back up on. Now it's like we're kind of down in that category, so we need to find us some top tier corners, which hopefully Kyle Minor ends up turning himself into. Also have Sergio Sims on the back end, so hopefully this DB core is about to see some better days. But definitely overall as a team, we were solid in all aspects of the game, bro. So I gotta say, I'm really proud of where these guys kind of finished out the year, man. I mean, the 9th best passing offense. The defense kind of slid as the year went on. Offense stayed about middle of the pack. So we have a lot of good things going for us. And I almost actually kind of forgot. Looking and seeing some of the league leaders. We can't just focus on our team now. We are in the postseason. So Caleb Williams leading the league in yards, 4,869, and Jaden Daniels right behind him. Looks like the league is in good hands here as the rookies are doing their thing at the top. Josh Allen, 45 touchdowns. Burrow at 44 and 7. So that's a good percentage there for us. Rushing, you see Bijan Robinson leading the league in yards. Devon Chain, Damian Pierce. A lot more 1,000-yard rushers than we will probably see in real life for a little bit of time, but good to see some of these guys, some of these top guys, even some of these drafted players. Christian Gilmore getting over 1,000. Delvin Franks getting over 1,000 for both their respective teams. Receiving, Justin Jefferson, 1,613 yards. Ended up with 100 receptions, but another drafted player, DeMarco Cruz with the Browns, 101, leading the way for the wideouts. And then touchdowns, 23. God, dog, JJ. 23 touchdowns. Christian Watson, 21 touchdowns. What is the league record again? Isn't the record for a single season 23? Am I tripping? Season touchdowns 25. Oh, because Kadarius Toney broke it in this series. 25 back in 2025 with the Bengals. Kadarius Toney was able to do so, but yeah, 23. I'm pretty sure it was the old record. So I mean, he at least tied that. But now we can go and get into the off season, man. I mean, we're in the postseason, so obviously not much that we're going to be able to kind of do here. So we'll kind of look at that after the fact. First thing we want to do is kind of get through all these storylines that we kind of probably are about to get cussed out at. See that video this morning? Which one? Remember back in camp when you told the reporter that we'd allow less than 75 yards per game? Ryan Clark is roasting us. Oh well. Ryan Clark going to continue to roast people from the outside looking in because he can't play in the league no more. Here goes Ryan Clark again. Back in week 5 when you told him we'd get to 8 to 9 wins. How you struggled this year. You promised and we didn't get there. I guess you didn't know the team as well as you thought. Dang. I mean, at least we didn't get anything negative, though. I'm not afraid about the awards. I mean, said I guess we didn't know the team as good as we thought. I mean, we got 7 wins. 7 wins just wasn't an option. Maybe y'all should have played better. And then here we go. Obviously, we didn't get the touches for Conor Williams that he wants. Morales taking a bit of hit, but I need to come back next year to prove it on the field. But you never know. I could be complaining about touches again next year. LOL. I look forward to it. Players not going to demand a trade, but the Morales dropped by 20. So, I mean, that sucks. But so, I mean, you might not have demanded a trade, but you might have talked your way into one. You might have talked your way into a trade that morale better fix itself by the start of the year. Let's go ahead and look at mock draft 3 here, where they have us sitting at right now. Look at the Patriots picking a pick ahead of us and picking up actually a quarterback here, Will Windsor, who's one of the top 5 ranked QBs. It looks like only one of them is going and none of them in the top 5. But Will Windsor going to the Patriots at 6. They're ready to move on from Drake Wade. They got us going with the receiver here, Tyler Moore, who I haven't even looked at the receivers, but those look like some good numbers. A, catch in traffic. B, deep. B, release. What was that speed? Solid to decent. We don't have obviously much information on them because we aren't scouting receivers this year, so I don't know why they want me to go get a wide out here. Where the other quarterbacks going, though? Noah Wright's going at 11 to the Steelers. And then he's the top 5. Yeah, we're looking for Joey James. Oh, he's not even going in the first round. So, I mean, we might be able to slide back to the second round and be able to get an option there. I mean, they're literally 3 of the top 5 best prospects here on this list. We have them all scouted here as let's look and just kind of focus in on them. I mean, they're not bad players, I wouldn't say. You know, the accuracies here, you see A to B, B, A, B to C, B. So, you know, B and A here, but not going to have really much on the short accuracy off rip. A throw on the run, B throw on the run. All of them have A throw under pressure. We have 2 guys here with A break sacks, 2 guys here with B play actions. All of them basically looks like they have A awareness. So it's just going to be a matter of like who you'd want to go get. I know you do have to pay attention to the traits here. And beautiful tight spiral on all passes. Stands tall in the pocket. Is aware of pressure. Does well to avoid sacks by throwing the ball away. Plays well within and outside the pocket. Those sound like some good traits. I'm not going to lie to you. Will Windsor looks like a well-rounded player. What about Noah here? Vast majority of his success comes while in the pocket, fast over the top motion. So pretty good there. Just not going to be able to move out of the pocket too much. So you'd have to keep that in mind. Then Joey James, people gets rid of the ball at the first sign of pressure. So the second he gets pressure, he's getting that ball out of there. That could be a problem. Does well to avoid sacks by throwing away because he's throwing it at the first sign of pressure. Does well inside of the pocket. 3/4 fast, smooth throwing motion though. So he'll get the ball out quick. Of course, because he's throwing it the first under pressure. So maybe that's why he's not in the first round. So it looks like the best option, at least by them traits and by what I'm seeing on these ratings. Will Windsor might be that guy. And it looks like the Patriots are supposed to get him on the pick before us. But we'll see how the other 2 mock drafts kind of boil down. And here we go with the Pro Bowl lineups here. Just kind of looking to see, as always, do we have anybody make the Pro Bowl from the squad? And so far, I see no offensive weapons here for us. Do we get anybody on defense at least? Are we about to have nobody actually make the Pro Bowl? Unless I missed somebody. Yeah, I'll see anybody. I think we actually had nobody from our team make the Pro Bowl roster. That goes to show you we went 7-10 without a single Pro Bowl player. Like nobody on a roster, offense or defense, has made the Pro Bowl at all. Like not even our receiver that had over 1,000 yards. Of course, not our running back and not the quarterback. So yeah, we went Pro Bowl-less. And a quick look here at the yearly awards. Josh Allen wins your MVP award voting here. Coach of the year ends up going to Lewis Fox of the Bears. Look at that computer-generated coach winning Coach of the Year. I see it. NFC side, we're going to focus mainly on this time now that we're on this side of the division. JJ got the Offensive Player of the Year. Zaire Franklin for Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not seeing really anybody from either of our teams. Jaleel Sheldon, Offensive Rookie of the Year for the 49ers. Sidney Hurt, the Packers Offensive Rookie of the Year. I see 2 of our players, though, Sims and Davidson, making their way onto the list. Miner was down there on the list too as well. No offensive players. I think most of our draft last year was defense anyway. Caleb Williams for best QB as Matthews finishes 10th. Shipley for best running back as Williams finishes 3rd. JJ for best receiver. Nukayu finishes 9th. O-line goes to Zach Martin. D-line, Dre Footy. Yeah, we definitely got to do some work here to build this team up. I mean, we're not winning any awards. We're not getting any Pro Bowl players. And we still, though, managed to go 7-10. Like, that's not a bad record at all. And if we want to look here quickly, you see the Vikings and Jets are in the Super Bowl right now. As it does look like here, the Ravens, Jets, and then the Bills with an upset, followed by the Jets with upset, Raiders winning, and then Jets upsetting their way through. So it's a 3 seed. They go to the Super Bowl. And then on the NFC side, Eagles, Packers with a major upset and thrashing, Vikings with an upset. Vikings upsetting the Eagles again before the Bears smack down on the Packers, and then the Vikings complete their upset win total there as they go from the 5 seed going into the Super Bowl. So it'll be the 3 versus the 5, AFC versus NFC. Will the Jets go ahead and actually be able to claim a Super Bowl victory? They will not be able to get it done, man. Minnesota Vikings getting it done. 5th NFC Championship, 1st Super Bowl in team history here. Comes in the year 2028. I know y'all probably want that to happen a little bit sooner, Minnesota, but not this year because y'all got smacked down in the wild card round. Dre Footy, who I think actually didn't he win rookie of the? Am I true? No, he didn't. He won. I think he won the best defensive lineman award. Ends up getting Super Bowl MVP in that game, 30-24 there, beating down on the Jets. What does that Minnesota roster look like now? I'm kind of curious. I just want to see really quick. What are they working with? What won the Super Bowl here? Well, a lot of 90s at the top, of course, some 99s, 98 here by Footy. At 24 years old, too. That man is seeing development. Hella development. 98 overall at 24, 95 at 24. That's what's going to win you a Super Bowl. Desmond Riddler is the quarterback leading the way, too. I said Riddler like we playing Batman. Joshua Driver, 2nd year in. There's a halfback of this team. JJ, Jordan Addison, and then Jabari Chamberlain. In his 3rd season in, helping the team get better, TJ Hawkinson is also leading the way there. Offensive line actually looks pretty good here. All across the board. D-line looks a little bit weak, unless they had Hayward and Footy both rushing at the same time. Then it looks a lot stronger. Linebacking core actually pretty weak. Yeah, this doesn't look like a very outstanding. They are outstanding in a couple positions, but there are some weaknesses. And we're still able to overcome that with the strengths that they had to go to the postseason and take down the Jets there in it when they got there. They finished 2nd in the division. 12-5, took down the division rivals there at 14-3, and we're able to go all the way. So, I mean, why not us? We can definitely have an improvement season like that. It's going to start here for us. It's going to get into the retirements. See who is no longer in the league. We didn't have any, right? Because ours are, normally at the top. I don't see any for us. No huge big targets here. I mean, Jalen Ramsey's finally out of the league. Trey Henderson, shout out to the Saints legend, going out and getting out of here. Mostly just some free agent guys down here. Nobody with big names. Andy Reid actually had a coaching retirement as he's now leaving the Chiefs and leaving that Chiefs job open for new prospective coaches. Hold on, let me I'll get in the coaching carousel. Coach, will you be jumping over to the Kansas City Chiefs to I'm just playing. Coach, let's talk about the next few months. All right, bro. What is the plan this upcoming off season? Sheesh. I should have thought about this a little bit before going in. Make it a splash and upgrading the roster. Make sure we win the draft. I definitely want to say we want to try to win the draft. We want to make sure we're drafting good and getting some good positions here. What does that mean for us? Winning the draft. Draft a difference player in the first 3 rounds. Draft a sleeper. Let's try to draft a difference maker. Let's try to get an 80+ overall. We want to try to get somebody huge that's a difference maker in the first 3 rounds. So if we can grab somebody in the 80+ range, let's definitely see if we can do so. So we'll check back in at the beginning of training camp because I don't think we'll really go heavy for agency because we probably won't have the money to anyway to go make a big splash there. So because we still have to do our re-signs here in the next upcoming week. So staff moves, do we still have everybody on staff is the good question, because also we'll be sending these staff points when we get into the offseason too as well. And I think I'm going to use it on our coordinators, which both of them are still here. I'll probably use a big chunk of that 212 on our coordinators to help out negate some of this negative morale, so we'll start seeing positive boosts too as well to hopefully just balance things out to at least get our players back to normal. Mock draft 4, which looks like some draft position got changed up here. Hopefully maybe this is how it will finally set down. Looks like the Patriots jump into the top 5 and actually pick up receiver Taylor Moore now, so not going quarterback. So they move up to number 4 and change the position they're getting. So we have 2 receivers going in the top 5. They have us now picking at 9, which I think is, so that's 2 spots back from where we were before, but also still no quarterback going. They have us going with Brian Morgan at receiver, who those stats look booty cheeks. I see all C's and D's. Heck no, you ain't coming to my team with those type of stats. But I also don't see now a quarterback going until Will Windsor at 15. So it's like the Steelers are definitely the first team that will be going quarterback. That's 2 back-to-back mock drafts. So they go get one, and they got a round of 2 to 3 talent on Will Windsor. Interesting. Looks like we're starting to get some talent grades for some guys. Defensive tackles still have some high boosts here. So, I mean, we might not go quarterback, especially if they have those grades. Noah Wright's actually around 1 to 2 talent, but he slipped all the way back to the Chargers at 23. And then we're not even seeing our other major quarterbacks. I don't think I got his talent grade unlocked because I don't think I focused in on him at all, did I? Oh, no, we do have his talent grade at 90%. He's up to around 1 type of guy. Wow, he's the best one? They have him slipping back. So we could potentially get maybe one of these 3 in the 2nd round. So we might still be able to go quarterback, but at that top pick, still go something like defensive tackle or corner. Brandon Moses, top 5 talent. He's our only guy here. We have a top 5 talent here. Let me just click into his stats individually. Be man in zone, be pressed. We talked about wanting to get the pass game better. So what other way to do that than by picking a guy here, top 5 talent and Brandon Moses, that we could potentially get early. Now, I don't remember seeing his name in the mock draft. Was he about to get selected early? Brandon Moses, the first. Nope, he's not. He's projected at 11. What about mock draft 3? He was projected at 5 to the Titans. The Titans now go move up and they're able to select the defensive tackle, which Leo Taylor's saying at that number 2 spot looks like. So he's in that top 3 at all times. Corner. Moses was at 14. So, I mean, the only time he's really jumped up is when the Titans were able to get him. And that's because they weren't able to go defensive tackle. Now with them being at number 2 and being able to possibly go defensive tackle, which I don't think we'd be able to move up that much. But we might be able to see if we can make that move up to see what mock draft 5 is talking about, see what other teams need a cornerback. But that might be our way to go ahead and pass the scenario. A, for morality boost. You know, you got to worry about that. But also, that'll help the team tremendously on the back end. I mean, you talk about a DB core that we actually drafted a corner last year that came in and made a good impact on the team. So he's 23 years old at 80. This room is getting older. We go draft another guy that could be potentially high star. We have 2 young corners now. That'll be good. A young free safety at 80 overall. And the only thing that we'd have left is just strong safety, which right now I could just move Kirby Joseph over to that side, which actually Sergio Sams is a strong safety anyway. So I could move him back over here if Cam Crow wants to leave or if I want to just get rid of him. And we can go him and Kirby Joseph. All right, so we're looking at trying to get some re-signs done here. I'm trying to decide here on Jared Verse. I mean, yes, he is a superstar X factor edge rusher. Definitely want to take advantage of that as much as we can here, but you can see the stats have been, you know, progressively trending downwards. You know, the tackles are going low. Sacks, he's around basically like a 5 sack a year type of guy. Tackles for losses are there. He's got a couple pass deflections too as well. But I mean, can you really go along with the superstar X factor edge rusher though? At 88 overall, 28 years old, he rushes the passes very well with 90 finesse, 86 power moves. Doesn't really do too much in the zone coverage area, but he's the 4th best outside linebacker in the game too as well. I feel like it'd be disrespectful not to get him a contract, but it's gonna eat up a lot of money, man. We only have $76 million here to kind of work with, and Jared Verse is gonna eat up a big chunk of this, wanting a 3-year deal, which I don't feel too bad about. I mean, he doesn't really want to be here, which is the only thing. So we'd have to definitely overpay a little bit, and we only get one chance to kind of make this work. So I think 3 years, 14 million, 14 plus the 10.7 million here. Pretty significant contract, basically 12 million a year, then 14, 15, kind of progressively going up. So roughly about 13 million a season is what we're kind of giving him here. But we need somebody like this. He wants to be on the Super Bowl chase. He wants to be with a historic team that has actually a winning record, and we don't have either. But he also wants the highest amount of money that he can get. So let's just hope that this deal would be enough to slide him back to the squad. There goes Jared Verse, man. We could be looking for a new outside linebacker, one of our best edge rushers that we had on this team. He is not wanting to come back. We could franchise tag him. What would that look like? 23.8 million this season, so we'll have to see, because we also need to see if Jeremiah Matthews wants to come back. He's got a little bit more interest. Historic championships is a little bit of a boost. We are an underdog right now, so that kind of hurts the Super Bowl chase, but we do at least have a mentor at this position kind of helping us boost back towards the positive direction. And this would take up a big chunk of money for us. He would want a big type of deal, and maybe we'll kind of like eat that we didn't sign his 5th-year option, but I didn't know if we would bring him back, if he would improve himself or not. And now we're going to pay big money to keep him here. So 5 years. It's going to be a significantly big contract here, almost 20 million a season, ending up with 35 million in his 5th year. But a 90 overall quarterback, and he played pretty good. Let me go up 1 more million. Actually, let's go 30. There you go. I don't know how I got deal maker, but such a great offer with such a good team. We got our quarterback back. Now I could sign the franchise extension here to get Verse back, but that would eat up basically a lot of money. Is there anything else I want to do here? I think Cameron Curl we are going to go ahead and walk away from. I do feel good about the safety situation that we have on the squad, so I'm gonna let him go. Connor Scott at right tackle. There are a couple of pass protecting options that we could look at getting in the draft. This is just for a 5th-year option though, so this is to pick up his option next season. I think I'm going to accept his option. I mean, he's played pretty good. He's got 1 more year to grow. I'm going to accept that. So that doesn't actually affect the cap this year, at least. Mario Douglas, Wandale Robinson. I mean, this is just receiver depth here. Don't necessarily need anybody that's not really interested in wanting to come back. So we can let Robinson go. I plan on going corner in this draft, so I'm okay with letting guys like Deion Young kind of go. Deontay Tapp here. He actually at least has interest in coming back. So, I mean, we at least sign something like that. Cool. Because the big thing is you just want to get guys that want to come back, let guys that go that don't want to come back, because we got to save this money. We got to be able to do something here. Michael Carter Jr., we know we're going corner, so I can let him go. Tight end depth, we can easily sign that back. He's wanting a little bit too much for just a 3rd string tight end. We could probably just do something in free agency or pick something up later. Not interested on that. Omar Spites, that middle linebacker. We probably let something else work on that. So you can see we're actually letting a lot of people go here, more than I actually planned on doing. Get a little depth of receiver. Why not? You don't want too much money. Let's see if we can lowball an offer here. Let's see if we get. I want to see if you get picked up, Jordan. Just because you said I think free agency will be better in the long run. Okay, we'll see if you get more than $2 million of free agency. Right guard here, Russell Wilcox. I see has interest in coming back. This will be good depth here. I'm not mad at it. No bonus either. All right, so we've been able to kind of go through, get some guys uninterested. You know, miss out on a couple deals here. Oh, looks like there's one. Oh yeah, where are we going to go to Mario Douglas or not? I mean, we have a really good top half of the receiver core. He's not doing too much, and he would be receiver forward. I do have some good options on depth here for us. We could possibly even draft somebody that might even take over a role like this. Because the real question is, am I going to go after Jarrett Verse's franchise tag, which as we see is $23.8 million, $24 million in cap space. This would literally eat up everything that we have left, and we'd be scrambling around to actually find some money. Demario Douglas, I think we're probably gonna let him walk, and I'm just gonna hope this actually turns out to be a good move here. I think we're gonna have to franchise Jarrett Verse here. I just don't feel like we can lose out on this level. Like, are we losing out on much though with level of production? And see, this is why I'm like confused if I should even bring him back. If we look at this technically, Kobe Turner had 11.5 sacks, John Monty had 8, and even John Davidson, coming off a rookie season, had 5.5. So Verse really was like the, basically tied for 3rd, but the 4th best pass rusher that we had. So honestly, I'm not even sure if the franchise tag here might be a good option, and we might be able to save it to go somewhere else. Because I mean, yes, we'd be missing out on 5.5 sacks added to the team, which I mean definitely does still help, but can I get that production elsewhere if I give somebody else time? Can one of these other guys eat a little bit more? I don't know. Like, that's a pretty good sack total though. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and franchise Jarrett Verse and do something I haven't done with a little bit. We're going to play around with the restructuring of deals so we can see how much cap room we can fill up. But we are going to go and get Jarrett Verse back. I think, although taking him away, he's not our best sack producer, but still 5.5 sacks less this season. And who knows how many less losses we would have had. So I'm going to go ahead and get the franchise tag done. I think we went 10K, but we're going to do some contract restructuring. All right, and to try to clear up some cap space here, some of the things that we're going to do is a little bit of contract restructuring here. So the first thing I want to do here is Puka Nakayu. If I restructure his contract, it'll give us an extra $7 million this year to at least sign some backups. So I'm going to restructure his contract. I can look at, well, Jarrett Verse. Can I? I was say, can I restructure his? Let's see here. What about? I've been thinking about trading Kobe Turner at 30 years old. Actually, we could fully cut him and actually save money, but I think a trade here might be good for Turner. Lab McClunkin, I could save an extra $4 million if I just restructure his. But we can also already go ahead and restructure Jeremiah Matthews to help. I mean, you want to help the team out get better, right? So, I mean, we just need a couple backups here, but I don't think I would necessarily go that route just yet. But Kobe Turner here, it's just hard for me to think about moving on from him. I mean, he's only started development too as well. He's going to progressively get worse. So, I mean, do you get out of it before he does? I mean, he had a career high in sacks with 11.5 last season, but do you get out while he is still tradable? I think that's a very good option here. As we look at what some of the trade targets could be. Actually, I don't even have access to trade center, so we have to advance forward real quick. So here's some of the offers we could get here. Oh, wow. Get Max Russell, a good young tight end to help kind of build around our centerpieces there. Get a 4th next year, 7th this year, and a 7th in 2 years from now. We get a 6th this year with a good receiver. Kind of help come into the receiving core, which we just let 2 key pieces walk out on. Help my cornerback room. Get a young receiver in normal development with a 5th round pick here with the Raiders. A good young right tackle. Help our offensive line that did just get weak as far as backups go, not necessarily a starter. And then, get a safety. That's got star development 26 though. So closest to the back end, I think here would probably be the most intriguing thing here. So we'll clear up $20 million in cap space to get rid of Kobe Turner, but also get like Aries Thomas here as a receiving option. 25 years old. Get an extra 5th round pick this year. Probably can help us with moving up here. I think that could be the move because we did just get weaker in our receiver room. So this could give us a good number 4 here to put behind Brian Thomas. Give him a chance to develop, even though it's only normal, but he'll have plenty of time to do so. And then, like I said, get an extra pick and clear up some more cap space. So I think I am going to do something here with this. Now, what if we try to counter offer though? Like, do I have any like late round picks that maybe I don't want, and I could try to move up a little bit closer? I mean, we have 2 5ths as it is already. No, let's just go ahead and leave that because I might be able to package those 3 5ths and move back into the 4th or the 3rd round. So I think this could be good. I mean, do they have any any edge rushers that I might be interested in instead? Right end's kind of weak and left end. I mean, they have Singleton here as a backup. Now, this could help out with that position actually a lot. They have a backup 24-year-old star development. We could help mentor him and build him into a key piece here. I mean, he's obviously not starting for them, and we're giving you guys somebody with a lot of pass rusher abilities. You think they would give me the receiver too as well? I mean, he's obviously, I don't think he's somebody that they use. Is he high on their depth chart as a receiver? Thomas. Oh, he's actually their best receiver. Wow. Actually, I don't think that would be a good idea for y'all to give up y'all best receiver. Let's make this a little bit more even. Then obviously, I would love to go ahead and get him, but we can obviously sign one. Let's go edge rusher here. It gives us a little bit less clearing space that we had. Now we have to go down to 17.7 million, but I think I like this one just a little bit better. There we go. Done deal. Kobe Turner going to go switch out for a Singleton who will be able to control that right side of the line, and it'll be his to kind of work with. The things I got to do to unload cap and obviously get it a little bit better here. So we're sending off Jerome Baker. We're ready to let Reggie Lawrence go and take over that position. They have the same overall and star development. So I'm giving them actually a starter. Jerome Baker is would be their best by 4 overall points. We're just getting one of their literally 4th or 5th string receiver here in Allen. I just like the route running combination that he had with the speed and catching ability with the release that he actually has. So he's going to be a pretty good slot or number 4 guy for us. We're getting their 7th round pick this year. We're giving up one of our 3 5ths. Our 6th next year, and then the 7th and 6th in 2 years from now, just to go to make this happen and clear up some more cap space, giving us 19.8 million in wiggle room. So it should be more than enough to go ahead and at least hit at the free agent pool. So let's go ahead and just jump straight into combine results at least, because I do want to look at the halfbacks and see what they're running, so I can get some of them on my board. But I'll catch you guys here in this free agency period. And as we come and look at our free agents for the year, there are some big names up here, man. We have Gil Springs, a superstar X Factor cornerback. I guess his team just let him go. I mean, 25 years old, 97 man, 87 zone, 88 press, the 6th best corner in the league here. And I guess whatever team that he was with, they just either didn't want to keep him or he didn't want to stay. So he'll be garnering a lot of, free agency activity. You see, he's got 11 teams interested. We got Quentin Nelson, who actually has interest in coming out here. Franchise team, big market, highest valued offer though as far as free agency goes. So we could get a boost to our offensive line, which we've seen struggle here. I mean, he's 33 years old, but so I mean, how long would he be here is the question though. Like, do we keep upgrading the line? I mean, look at Halfback, there's an option here. Monty Younger, 26 years old as a superstar. There's no interest in coming here, but we could go younger here. Get Taj Tarpley, who has interest in coming at 26 years old. I know I want to go after a running back in the draft, but this could, accumulate one of those needs. We'll need to go backup quarterback here. Want to probably get a mentor, so maybe somebody like Kyler Murray or Jared Goff, who actually has interest in coming here, could probably offer that for us. Get him back to where he originally was. That would be an option. We do need a fullback. I can either draft one or we can just pick up somebody like Calvin McGee here. 26 years old, 77 over. Oh, 22 years old though. You're probably not gonna get many offers. We probably just go here. Best one on the board, 22 years old. So we'll probably, actually, I'm going to get that done now. Like, we do need a fullback on roster. I was going to draft one, but oh my gosh, we don't have that much cap space. So we probably should use this money on actually getting stuff that we realistically really need. So let's go ahead and start finding out some positions here of need that we can go ahead and start offering some of these contracts to. All right, here's the two offers we're going to actually have room enough to make. We're going to go try to get Cameron Curl back here, signing him for a little bit less than what his contract would have been when we were re-signing, and also going after Jared Goff here as a potential backup quarterback. I mean, we could only really afford two things here with $12 million. This move, I thought we could go ahead and go with Kirby Joseph and our rookie Sergio Sims, but 84 overall true rating here, I think is still an improvement, and it allows me to have three safeties on the field when we go nickel. Moving one of them into the box, still having good coverage, I think can help out with our pass defense, especially when we go get another good corner to really help with that nickel defense. I think this can actually be a much improvement on the defense. And then Jared Goff, we need a mentor there, quarterback, to help continuously get Jeremiah Matthews as good as possible. So I want to go ahead and go with this offer here. Let's go ahead and evaluate. Through the first period, both of them are gone. I still have 10K in space. So we actually did go to make both those pickups there. So 1 year deal here for $4.5 million, and then a 3 year deal here worth whatever that approximates out to. I actually have no idea how the full deals here work. But we got both of our guys back here. Cameron Curl, welcome back to the squad, and Jared Goff, welcome back to the squad. And we're gonna go to make the move back to move Sergio Sims back to the free safety side. And we get to see some of the pro day and combine results. I already went through these to kind of look at everybody's top times, man, because I wanted to look and see if we had some halfbacks on the list here. Looks like nobody really ran faster than 4.3 here at the pro days. We got 3 receivers up here in the top realms, which we're not really looking at here. We're looking more so at the corners. Looks like we got 3 guys here too. I followed the 3 receivers also in the 4.3 range here. 4.38 by Christian Young, who's around 1 to 2 talent. Brandon Moses was a top 5 talent who I'm actually eyeing the most at 4.39, and then another round talent here, Justin Anthony at 4.39. Brandon Moses, yeah, we're gonna say Moses is my top target though here, a top 5 pick, B zone, man, and press. A in his catching ability at 22 years old, went 4.4, and then dropped it down to a 4.3. in his 44-1 in his 20-yard shuttle. And then other skills wise, I mean, he's actually got good block shedding, good tackling. He's got some kick return ability, but I think this is obviously, I mean, a no-brainer. He's a top 5 talent, so you're going to know he has a high overall. We got to go with that when it comes time to actually drafting the guys that are going to be on this team. I mean, if you look at some of these top guys, I mean, the quarterbacks are all kind of sliding here. Actually, now it looks like 2 of the quarterbacks here. Noah Wright actually slid back to a round 2 to 3 talent. He was actually around 1 to 2 talent. Now he's round 2 to 3, round 1 talent here for Joey James. Leo Tatum's the top 5 projection, but he's around 1 to 2 as far as his talent goes. So I mean, the top 5 guys aren't looking very top 5, but our corner is. He's a top 5 projection here. We have another cornerback that we can get round 1 in case he misses him. We can go Will Baker there with like our 2nd round pick. I mean, there's a lot of other options here that we can go with here late. Not only at the cornerback spot, but you know, if we really look at some of our areas of need, I did want to get younger at defensive tackle. So I mean, we got a couple options here that we can go with. My board really kind of consists with just those quarterbacks because I wanted to see if we could possibly get those. We also got some middle linebackers here on the list that also we could possibly get here just for added in depth, just to see if, you know, anything would be interesting. I got a couple guys here that are pass coverage guys, day 3 guys that we could look at, and then some offensive linemen that actually intrigue me. I haven't really put them on the board, but there are a lot of guys here, as you can see, like that are pass protectors at the tackle spot. We come in here to the guard spots, there's some pass protectors here as well, or guys that are just decent at pass blocking, but also good at run blocking here. Like Trent Hoffman here, round 2 to 3 projection, B run blocking, A run block power, B pass blocking. That's actually pretty solid. Could be day 1 starter. We're getting older there on the insides. Not really much here at the center position, but also here at the right guard position. A couple of pass protectors here at guard, which is kind of interesting. Definitely could look to move these guys out to tackle possibly, especially with the sacks that we're giving up this season. this could be offensive line heavy too as well. Receiver, we're kind of full at. Tight end, I'm looking at is more of like a round 3 option. So I mean, I do have a couple tight ends on here late. The main one here is Ibram Kidd at 6'5", round 3 to 4 on his projection. B, deep route running. B, catching traffic. And actually has A, run blocking. So actually be able to run pass block too as well, or run block as well. And ran a 4.6 at the 40-yard dash. As a tight end, that's pretty much all you can ask for. A deep, B deep, A medium, B to D short. And he's going to be able to catch the ball pretty effectively and run block and pass block decently effectively. So a good option there to look for round 2 or 3. So we definitely have a couple options that we can kind of go through here. I mean, if these quarterbacks actually do slide like their talent says they should, we might be able to pick up some of these guys, because Joey James isn't even in the first round. Actually, we have mock draft 5 out right now, so we can go ahead and take a look at what the final mock of the season says. Look, we got defensive tackle Leo Tatum going 2 to the Titans. Left tackle going there. Will Saunders cracking the top 5 as the Buccaneers going to go ahead and take a chance on him. It looks like that could be the move. Brandon Moses going 7 to the Dolphins. That's a little concerning. So we might have to do a trade up here 2 spots, which shouldn't cost us a whole lot. But that is our pick that we want to go with. So if it starts to follow this trend, if we see receiver, defensive tackle, left tackle, receiver go, if Will Windsor goes, I might have to make that trade here with the Texans to go ahead and switch them. But I'm obviously not going to make it with the Dolphins. They got something that they want to go get. But I mean, there are plenty other first round option cornerbacks that can definitely be going for, but I want that top 5 projection. So we might have to make that switch there. Are any other quarterbacks going here in the first? Noah Wright going up 8 spots to 15 with the Steelers, who do need a quarterback. So does that mean the third one, Joey, as we slid into the first round? He is not. So we could potentially be going to the second round with one of the 3 top quarterbacks as an option, and have somebody to maybe develop in case Jeremiah Matthews doesn't work out. Going to get our quarterback to kind of develop behind him and be getting the mentorship of Jared Goff while backing up. And I did say I wanted to spend some of these points here on our guys. So, I mean, halfbacks, receivers, halfbacks. This is halfbacks fully. And then offensive line group. I think we should work on the offensive line because we've seen that has not been working for us. Run block or pass block. I'm going to go on the run block side. I'm going to at least get a boost here. It looks like this will at least help all the offensive linemen. If we come down here, this is boost strength for the entire offensive line. Run block, pass block. Let's go ahead and get at least one of those and one of those. Okay, so I at least gave the offensive coordinator at least half of them. Defensively, looks like we've already started on this trend here, boosting man in zone coverage for middle linebackers, outside linebackers. What's this one next to it? Toughness for cornerbacks, agility, stamina, strength, hit power, block shed, speed. Not really kind of liking where that one's going. Let me see what this one is. Jumping, catching, play rec, boost man coverage or zone coverage. I think I'll probably go here, game plan, to get over here to the zone coverage, and then we'll come back over here. We've already got this one started. Boost zone coverage for middle backers. Let's go with that one. And I have enough. Do I have enough points here to get anything else? Not really. Okay, we'll save that 14 then. But that way we get offensive, defensive coordinators. At least boost it a little bit, help them out with some of their talents there. Now he's got 6 talents unlocked, 4 and 6 here for him. We got 8 and 1s. I mean, we're all basically on equal footing. And before we go and get into the draft, let's look and see some of the top signings. So Gil Springs is going to the Browns. So they add them a top corner. The Giants go ahead and keep Quentin Nelson here. Amani Younger's going to the Titans. So they're getting a good solid running back to take over after the long loss of Derrick Henry. Left tackle going to the Colts. Davis Ward going to the Dolphins. Marshawn Lattimore to the Broncos. Anybody in our division picking up anything here? Seahawks get a new edge rusher, Kevin Generals. Anybody else in the division pick up a big name? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like anybody else in the division was really active in free agency. I'm not seeing the 49ers. Looks like the Seahawks again here. Going in the trenches, O-line and D-line. So we'll have to see what they draft in. They definitely didn't go heavy in free agency. So they must have some things that they like. And speaking of things that we like, we can go to get a couple of private workouts in here to maybe look at some guys as round 2 to 3 options. And the offensive line might be where we have to kind of get this extra information to see Is there a guard or tackle that I might need to know more information on? All right, so I got 3 guys here. We're gonna go with Garrett Preston, around 3 to 4 guard, and then 2 tackles here. Obviously they're not showing up because I had to move off the page, but just to get some more information on some of them here, like Jose Miller, round 1 and 2 option, but I don't know what his run blocking outside of the just normal rating is. It would be great if these are both C's and his run blocking power. And I think I also got here Mitch Thorpe here, day 2 to 3 option here, to see if that run block finesse, what that kind of looks like, and what his overall run blocking looks like, just to try to get some more information off of some other offensive linemen in case we decide to go with those guys in the middle of the round. So we're going to confirm that here, try to get that extra information. And here we are into the NFL draft member, y'all. We are looking to see when our main cornerback here, Brandon Moss, will come off the board. And we know, thanks to the mocks, which I actually can't even go back to and look at, he's projected to go number 7 right now, which means we may need to move up to the Texans at 6. So we'll have to see how the draft kind of scales out through here. So we know the first couple of picks are probably going to come in pretty quick. Ezra Walker, I think that reminds me, right? Yeah, receiver going number 1 there to the Lions. So getting a very good top pick there. The Titans here are going to go with Leo Tatum. As we've seen these, presentations now over and over again, so we're going to kind of skip through at least these first couple here. First quarterback, is that coming off the board to the Saints? I feel like that's a little bit earlier than was expected. I feel like the Patriots had him in the last mock. I might be tripping, but the Saints going and getting a quarterback here. Will Windsor finally off the board. If we look here at the roster, who does New Orleans have right now currently at quarterback? They have a 26-year-old Joshua Booth, who is 90 overall, maybe looking to start over. I mean, I guess I can't really knock him. I mean, we were thinking about starting over too with basically 80, 90 overall quarterback too as well. It just wasn't putting up numbers. So I mean, we're technically trying to do the same thing. So that I can't even knock that. I could see that if Joshua Booth isn't getting it done for them. Maybe they're looking to start over. At number 3, though, you could have definitely given them some more weapons and another chance. Receiver Taylor Moore coming off the board at number 4. And then now it's just up to the Bucks at 5, who will go quarterback Noah Wright. Wow. Okay, so we're already changing up the board here a little bit, as we actually have guys going here earlier than expected. 2 quarterbacks off in the top 5. Well, I guess like they were projected, but both of them we already know didn't have necessarily the talents for that, and we're definitely not in the mock drafts up that high. So the Buccaneers, if we look at their roster, who do they have at QB? Coming down to Tampa, they've got Jason Logan too. Wow, a lot of 4-year guys starting to get there. They have him listed as a bridge quarterback. Was only able to get up to an 83 overall with the morale, true 84 overall, normal development, so never really got past that. Short accuracy, medium accuracy are good. Deep is kind of low. Under pressure is low. Throwing the run is okay. Throw power at 94 is not too bad, but they view him as just a bridge quarterback. So I guess they went to go try to get their next guy. So I mean, two teams in the NFC South are here at the top 5. So both of them decided to go quarterback to try to compete, I guess, with Carolina and Atlanta. But now we got to look to see if we can possibly make a trade here, which that should be here, with the Houston Texans to try to get up and get our guy, because we know Miami is going to be fiending. So could we just do a straight up pick swap though? Number 9, just to have Houston drop back. Just dropping back 3 spots, Houston. I don't think it should cost too much. Just 3 spots here. Will they rock with it? Ooh, that's actually close. Okay, we'll give you that, and I'll give up my 7 this year, right? I will give you that, and I'll give up my later 7. Just to kind of keep the early one, just in case we want some more value. Okay, so they don't want that, so I'll have to give up an earlier 7. And I mean, don't forget we do have 2 5s. I don't really want to give up those if I don't have to. Okay, they're not going for just that. What do we have a future pick cap? Oh wow, we only have 3 picks next season. At least they're all still top picks. Let's go ahead and give up the 7. Then I doubt we'll really need that. There we go. This is what it took to get it done, man. So we're pick swapping our first, giving them one of our 2 5ths, giving up one of our 2 7ths this year, giving them a future 7. But we're also going to pick up a future 5th to kind of help out with the fact that we only now have 4 picks next season: the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and now a 5th round selection. But This trade with them will be successful with moving us up ahead of Miami. So that way we can go ahead and we resume the draft backs. We have our clock management going up here. Let's go ahead and make our selection to go get our guy here and really strengthen up our secondary. We have two, if not three, two really good safeties, a good third safety to go ahead and come in the nickel packages. Now we have two good corners with an extra added boost here with Brandon Moss to give us 3 in the nickels. So now I just need my middle linebacker, my pass rush to keep doing what they're doing. And this pass defense might have just elevated here. So we're going cornerback, Brandon Moses. Welcome to the squad. It'll be really interesting to see. Hopefully he has hidden development. We'll have to see if the third quarterback, then Joey James, gets pushed up, because the Steelers were looking for a quarterback too. So we might see all 3 of the quarterbacks go first round. So our quarterback option here in the draft might be taken. We'll have to go with like a UDFA or something. But Moses, welcome over to the squad. As he gets his new pick there up with the commissioner. 5th ranked in true talent. We got him at 6, so A+ skill there. 6 for receivers, well in man coverage, smart, reliable zone defender, and faster on tape. So we have basically a good zone man guy. He's only normal development, which sucks. But with some good play, hopefully we can at least get that to start. That's crazy. 95 acceleration, no 91 speed. I will take that, and coming in with hopefully good cover skills to kind of combat that normal development. And look, Justin Anthony went right after too. So we'll have to see how these kind of 2 guys compare then. Justin Anthony from Notre Dame is who the Dolphins select. So we'll have to see how they compare. And let's really keen to see if we see 3 quarterbacks go in this first round now. And there he is. Yep, Pittsburgh ended up taking up Joey James as the 3rd quarterback to go in this first round. So he was the one that has the best talent grade out of the 3, and who I thought was the best. And I was actually hoping he slipped to the 2nd round to pick him up. But looks like we'll have 3 good quarters go off, and I'm just interested to see who is Pittsburgh's. What is there? So far, we see 2 teams replacing guys that just aren't working, but they drafted only basically not even getting a 2nd contract. It's looking like the Steelers have Justin Fields still, who they have as a bridge quarterback trade target, veteran trade target option on him. They do have a guy they drafted last year in Joseph Elam, but he hasn't really worked out. Same thing with Max Huffman. So they've been trying to find that next guy to take over for Justin Fields. So we'll have to see if Joey James is that man. Coming into round 2 here, and I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I went through at least 3 different options of guys that I wanted here for this pick. The first was left guard Martin Randolph. I actually didn't want. I was trying to look through. There's some guys I didn't put on my board because I thought they would go, but some guys I still had interest in. Martin Randolph was one. The Buccaneers picked him, and then my next one was Robert Pelfrey, and I guess the Dolphins, feeling a little bad about the fact that we took the corner they wanted, they go ahead and take the guard that I wanted. So they trade off and get Robert Pelfrey. So I have to go with our 3rd option here for our offensive line. I was going to actually go with somebody that's top on my board here, Jose Miller. He's just strictly a pass protector, though, strictly a tackle. And I feel like both of our tackles are pretty good. So it would involve moving the offensive line around a lot. Or I could just go here with the round 2 to 3 projected talent anyway that actually is solid at both pass blocking and run blocking, having above season both. Just his finesse will be a little bit down, but I feel like this is probably going to be a B since he's a power guy. A on the run block power, and then B's in both run blocking and pass blocking. Trent Hoffman is going to be pick number 2 here, so we can go ahead and help beef up this offensive line at 21 years old too as well. I think this can definitely help us out here. High motor, but he does lack discipline, so he could be good with a lot of penalties. 35 reps though on bench press, so he is going to come in strong. Let's go ahead and see what type of pick he ends up being for this team then. Trent Hoffman, welcome to the Rams. 13th in true value, got him at 41. So I mean, hey, that's a first round talent that we're able to go ahead and get. Actually, and it showed round 2 to 3 projection. First round talent, top 15 pick, solid base to stall power rush momentum, knowledgeable and proficient in run blocking schemes. So look at that, both of those power and run game jumps out on film. Normal development, so no hidden development on that, which does suck. 89 strength though isn't too bad. I was hoping to try to get that in the 90s, but could be a strong starter day 1 here on the interior of our offensive line. All right, and here we are for our next pick. Just kind of looking around and seeing what we can do here. Is there goes the tight end that I actually wanted, which kind of was my decision. There's a UDFA here that I don't mind picking up. That actually was pretty good too as well. Marcus, 6'4". What did you run in the 40? Because I do look at 40 times for my tight ends. 4.62 is not bad. What were your skills? B catching. Oh, D short, but B deep route running, B run blocking. Marcus Slayton could be another option here. Now, I will say with this first pick though, I do want to trade it. I want to try to build it. Obviously, we have no draft capital next year, so I do want to trade this one away and use my pick here at 2 picks to help us out a little bit. So we want to trade this one and get something back for next year. Ooh, a second? I can get a second and a 5th here and a 7th. I'm fine with that actually. That helps us build up our draft capital immensely back for next year. Third and fourth, future, third, fourth, and sixth. Yeah, actually, I'm okay with that one. Hold on, what was this one? It's a third, fourth, and sixth. Yeah, I don't think I'm really beat that other one, honestly. Oh, that had 4 picks in it. No, that's not really beating it. It looks like everybody kind of wants this pick, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. So let me go back to the beginning here. This looks like the best one. A second, fifth, and seventh, really helping our draft capital back out last year, giving us from 4 picks to 7 back again, and 2 of them being a second round pick. It's going to give that up to Chicago. Go ahead and let them take that pick from us really quick. And we're going to go with a middle linebacker here that I actually looked late. I wanted to get Marcellus Rushing, who actually had A man coverage, or A zone coverage, C man coverage, but was really good at tackling and everything like that. But there was somebody I was, battling him out with, and it actually was right there, Adam Beach. So I guess the Commanders went ahead and took that one away from us. So now my other third round selection here option was taken. I mean, I do have a couple other options here that we could possibly look to go with, but those are really kind of the 2 guys that I was looking at going for. I mean, if you look at my players, where I have a couple guys here that still around the 3 to 4 talents. We can go DT, we can go back to offensive line here. Really just kind of want to see if any of these guys are worth it. Left guard, kind of double up here on the inside. He's got great pass blocking. With the run blocking, we don't know about. There's Braden Whitfield here, who looks like he's a pretty complete guy all the way around. And then we have 2 guys here on the right side, also good pass protectors. Run blocking is kind of questionable here up top. I think I probably should go with maybe like an interior offensive lineman, because I could trade obviously too, but we could also continue to grow our offensive line and get some more young guys here that could potentially take over. And I like how balanced this is. The pass blocking is there, the run blocking is there. He's an agile guy already, so the power will be down, but B's in both areas instead of just having a fully complete pass protector here might do us some good. So let's just go with I mean, just A's all around though. I mean, you just love that. Just come in straight pass blocker and just get his run blocking up. I'm gonna stay with the board here. I'm gonna go Sheldon. I'm gonna go off the pass rushing upside and hope that we can just get the run blocking better. Hopefully, maybe he comes in with hidden development. 48 in true talent. We got him at 43, so B-. It's going to be a great pass protector. And he got hidden development. That's what we were looking for. First hidden development talent of this draft. And now we'll use those extra points and the development to get his run blocking back up to par. Speeding up the draft just a little bit here. I mean, we have a couple more options here that are our favorites board that we can still go with. Let me just double check some positions of need here. There's still Deontay Thompson here. Not really good coverage or really kind of good at anything. So actually we're gonna just kind of bypass that. Let's see, what about offensive line? Is there anybody that's still at least worth taking here possibly? I mean, 1 A grade is not gonna get you drafted, and I don't think we're kind of good there. So I mean, we just have a bunch of day 3 options here, so I might explore trading this 4th round pick too as well, and just kind of use the back end of the draft to get the last couple needs here. So let's go ahead and trade this pick away. We do have, I think, no, we still only have 1 pick in the 5th. Ooh, a 3rd round, and pick up an extra 7 this year. I don't really need the extra 7. I'll take an extra 3rd though. Anybody able to offer up more than just that? A 3rd and a 7 this year, which I don't really need. I'm going to gamble on the pick here with the Bills. Give them the 3rd. I don't really need the extra 7 this year. All right, and with our pick here, with this pick here, I mean, Lonzo Barber, he just had the fastest 40, which is why I got him on here. Obviously, we have Quishon Rucker here, who's matches up with his talent. None of my halfbacks that I still had on here are still here, but I do kind of want to go with another tight end and fullback, and I don't think I have both my 7th round picks anymore, so I might have to just have to pick up a UDFA, honestly. So somebody might be taking off here. Dude, I don't really need receiver though or cornerback, so I think I'm going to reach here for these final 2 picks. Pick up Glenn Blankenship. I did like the skills and game and the speed for a 6'6" tight end, and then pick up a fullback, and we should be good to go here in this draft. So not expecting anything flashy here from these last 2 picks. D plus 349, goodness, 34. At least he played some college basketball, normal development though. Probably not going to expect too much from that. And then if we just go ahead and skip to our last pick here, we don't really have too much left on our board. We'll have a 7th round pick, so no picks at all through the 6th. And one of the very last picks here in the draft, as we go to make our selection, we'll go to pick up a fullback and go ahead and end out this year's draft here. So I'm going to go, geez, it was just kind of game time decision. I'm going to go though DeMarcus Lindsey. They both had the same exact 40 time. They do things a little bit differently better, but A, pass blocking, and B, carrying just in case I need them to. I'm going to go ahead and take this one off the boards. And we're just going to get us another fullback here so we didn't have to re-sign one in free agency. 99 actually in true talent, though, too. 218 C overall, which is great. Normal development, as we expected. And here we are looking at some of our top draft picks here, man. Brandon Moses ends up being an 80 overall there. We picked him at number 6, 75 awareness, 91 speed. I mean, he looks like a really good player. It just sucks to have a normal development there with the man coverage here. As you can see here, 77 catching, 80 press, 78 zone, 82 man. Looks like he could be very good, solid talent there. We just got to hope that he plays well enough to at least get to star development. There is our first pick. And then round 2, we picked up Trent Hoffman, 75 overall guard here. Still normal development as well. 75 on his pass block power, though. 73 on his normal pass block, which we can take. Just need some work on his finesse. Run blocking is in a great situation, though. 77 and 80 on that run block and run block power. 90 overall strength, and already the 37th best guard in the league, which every team has 2. So that would technically make him a starter off rip. Sheldon Arnold, who we ended up taking later. So another guard. This one actually ended up with hidden development as a more pass protector. So you see his passing stats are all in good locations, but the run blocking isn't too bad. Not too bad, at least to where we can't fix it. 74 in the run block, and the power and finesse just need to move up a little bit. But with hidden development, we should be able to go ahead and upgrade that a little bit for him pretty easily. So I think we have 2 starting caliber guards here. We'd have to shift the offensive line around, get some of the older guys maybe out the way to let the younger guys develop, which I don't know what that'll do to our run game or just our offense in general, but we got to get these guys on the field and got to get them upgraded as much as possible. And then, of course, the back in the draft, we took a chance here with Glenn Blankenship, ends up being a 60 overall, so wasn't really worth it there. 79 catching. The route runnings are all in the 60s, if not 50s. This even pass block is at 57, run block's at 56, so he doesn't even really block well. We'll have to see how much longer he stays on the team or how much development he can get in his first year. Then obviously here, DeMarcus Lindsay, we just picked up as a fullback. If we go around and check the rest of the league, some of the other top picks here, 79 overall, Ezekiel Walker ended up being near the top of the draft class. There was another 80 overall here. Devin Thomas ended up being an 80 overall at strong safety for the Eagles. We obviously want to look, though, at the quarterbacks that went. Will Windsor ends up being a 72 overall, normal development quarterback, which I thought he would have a chance of doing. I did like his traits. I'm not going to lie to you. It seemed like he has some good ones. Conservative decision maker, ideal sense of pressure, an entertainer. So he's going to be a locker room warrior, just like Jameis Winston. And of course, he went to the Saints. Accuracies look pretty good, except for deep. 93 throw power isn't too bad. When we compare that to the other 2 options, did the Saints get the best one? Here, Noah Wright, 73 overall. Hidden development, so it's like Noah Wright right now would be a top dog. 93 power. Accuracies are better on the deep end than the short and medium. Unpredictable player, ideal sense of pressure, conservative decision maker, tight spiral though, at least pocket QB. And then last but not least, the Steelers. So to see if any of these guys really got their new guys here. Steelers get Joey James, 75 overall. Oh wow, I knew it. 75 overall and hidden development, man. If the draft had actually folded like it's supposed to, and the Steelers were the first one to get a quarterback, and their quarterback slipped to number 2, we would have, could have had our next guy here. Scrambler at 75 overall, 85 on the short accuracy, 94 on the throw power. Actually had the best throw power. Looks like he is trigger happy though, and conservative decision maker. So we'll see if that affects how good of a quarterback he turns out to be. But off the bat, these ratings are looking pretty nice. The deep and medium aren't even that bad, and the throw on the run at 88 starting off is ridiculous. You can run some mean read options with that. I think they got their quarterback of the future. Leo Tatum ended up being a 75 overall. Is one of the top defensive tackles up here. It looks like the receiver class is pretty strong though. 76 there by the top 3 options. As well as looking at some of our other guys that we had options to go get. I mean, there are a couple of offensive linemen, but I really want to look at the tight end that we missed out on. Let's see, what team did he go to again? I think it was Houston. So I think I need to go this way. Yep, I was a Ibram Kid, 73 overall. I actually really did want him. Hidden development too as well. 22 years old, 6'5" rookie, 84 speed. 71 short route running. So the route running definitely needed some work, but 65 on the run block would have been nice. 80 catching. That would have been nice to go get. But Shout out to Houston for that one, man. I can't even hate on that. And then Tampa Bay, I want to check on theirs too as well. So they took the middle linebacker that I wanted late. And picking up 2 of them too as well. 72 overall for Marcellus Rushing. Hidden development, of course, at 23 years old. Definitely was going to pick him up. 70 on his zone coverage, 81 tackling, 56 man. Now that's what it just gave us a nice solid, 1-2 at middle linebacker. We run a 3-4, so 2 middle linebackers on the field sometimes would be nice. And I think that could have been a very good complimentary back right there, but Tampa just had to go stealing my pick and took a quarterback when they weren't supposed to too. Y'all just messed up the whole draft. But let's take a quick look to see what our other in-division opponents did. Looks like the 49ers got way better in the draft here. Defensive tackle Will Baker, 76 overall. Corner here, Randy Ware, 76 overall. Found a late gem with a 74 overall. Receiver Quentin Taylor in the 5th round. Normal development, thank goodness. I would have been so mad if he had hit development. Seahawks also have a pretty good draft here, getting a receiver and a halfback, both at 76 overall, so helping the offense. And then got Joey Street at middle linebacker at 75. So very good 1, 2, 3 picks here for them. Finally, at least one of the other teams did bad. Looks like the Cardinals had a pretty boo-boo draft. 73 overall, Brandon Banks was the best they could do, but got a lot of depth. It looks like, had a lot of picks here throughout the draft. Looks like they were able to go ahead and pick up some depth there at that 22 spot. But with those new additions that we just made, I'm looking at possibly doing some trades here. I mean, give Stroud maybe let's see what he does in the preseason, and maybe give him a bigger role in the offense possibly. And if we can do that, Kyron Williams is in the last year of his deal, and we've seen him not really kind of want to come back, so that could be a move that gets made. Offensive line here, since we just got a whole bunch of new offensive linemen. If we're really gonna let the 2 rookies here start at 76 and 74, I mean, we have a young guy here at 70 with Russell Wilcox. I mean, Dotson could end up being traded. I mean, he's in the last year of his deal. Steve Avila, Zach Zinter. 2, if not all 3 of those guys could end up being traded. I don't know. We'll have to see what the depth kind of looks like as I spread guys out and see what positions they're the best at and where it makes the most sense. But those could be some possible trade options here for us. I mean, I like the depth that we have here at defensive tackle. So maybe somebody like Tyler Davis could end up being a trade target here. I mean, 28 years old. He already has the tag for it. 76 could go be somebody else's starter. What's his real overall without the morale? 77 run stopper still. At 28 could be a starter somewhere else. Byron Young here, 74 overall. He's a trade target too as well. Real overall is probably like 75. Power rusher and speed rusher could go be another edge presence for another team. Since we got somebody younger that's already starting there, go just pick up a UDFA to kind of start to develop. So that could be another trade option. We got Moses and Minor now. Hopefully can help out with Enos Rackshaw. And this could be a good top 3. Probably make these 2 the 1 and 2 and make Rackshaw just be in the slot. Maybe even trade somebody like Deontay Tapper at 27 years old, as we have 2 younger guys down below. I mean, there's a couple different trade options here that we can do to obviously get some cap space. As you guys know, we are running low with some of the bigger deals that we have on this team. But right now we're at $5 million under the cap or over the cap. So we have a long way to kind of go. Of course, we won't be showing the preseason here. Next time you can catch you guys out, it'll be on Grim Reaper week, where you guys will be to see how the rest of this team and roster is going to shake up here. We're going to go through, of course, the different press conferences and things like that, but that'll be more so for me to see. You guys will see the end result of some of those. We're going to go through training camp and see how this team is able to do throughout this preseason. So if you guys are ready for the next episode, we are back with the Rams series, man. Keep checking out the Slot Coopers. That'll be on Mondays and Wednesdays at 4 p.m. We'll drop these on Fridays at 4 p.m. until I finished up that walkthrough. So we'll be going through all 3 of those games that just dropped on PS5. And we'll continue this going until we go get a Super Bowl, of course. So if you guys are ready for the series to continue, hit it with a like, comment, and subscribe to show you guys' love and support for the series. But I will catch you guys next time out, and hopefully we can stop with this negative morale and start to see some more dubs. Catch y'all later.